was mentioned, share with you certain thoughts. Well, I'm oftentimes asked a question. And oftentimes, very many persons with disability are also asked that same question, which is, may I help you? It's a very, very well-intentioned question, and I have no problem with that. But today, I would rather ask, you know, one good turn deserves another. So rather ask all of you a question, may I help you? You're laughing, you're not answering my question. Yes or no? Yes. You don't even know how I'm going to help you and you're saying yes. Okay, so anyway, it's very dangerous to blindly say yes. So let's do one thing, you know, I think the organizers told you to switch off your mobile phones. Yes. Anyway, you still have them with you, you've not thrown them away, no? So let's do one very simple thing. I'm breaking the rules. But before we do that, till the exercise is over, I request all of you to shut your eyes. Will you all do that? Yes. Don't look at what other people are doing for all you know, they're peeping back at you. So please, till I say otherwise, please shut your eyes. Now, reach for your mobile phones. Well, I'm glad I can hear lots of bags and purses and other things opening. And the next thing I'm going to ask you to do is, without opening your eyes, read out the last email you have received, or the last message you have received. I'm giving you precisely 10 seconds for that. Don't open your eyes. Anybody succeeded? No. May I read my message? Okay, let me read my message. Okay, I'm going in.
Offline window, text back. Offline window, submenu, menu window, messaging, 5 of 12.
Can you hear the phone say messaging? It says messaging. So I'm going into my messages.
127 tab sheet from bill inquiry. Bill dated February the 3rd, 15 for your Airtel mobile has been sent on for reader under.
Okay, so it's telling me that, you know, the Airtel fellows always love to send bills. So it's told me that the bill has been sent on date so and so, etc., etc., etc. You may open your eyes. So I can't say good morning anyway, I'll say good afternoon, maybe if you were asleep. Why is it that you couldn't read your message? The answer lies to the simple fact that you relied purely on sight to read your message. I can assure you, if I have any of your phones, and at least majority of your phones, within a few minutes of fidgeting with it, I would be able to read a message on your phones too. Most of you are carrying Android phones or iOS phones or other phones. And yet, you do not know that your phone can be accessed in more ways than one. But why don't you know this? For the simple reason that you haven't found the need for it. And you haven't found the need for it because you have the use of your physical eyes. Now, at the start it was mentioned, well, we are going to talk about myths. So I'm just going to share with you a few ideas. Is it that reading is only tied to your physical eyes? I can read with my fingers, I can read with my ears, and if I had even low vision, I could read with my eyes if the stuff was magnified enough. But what happens to so many persons with disability? I talk about blindness more so here because I'm more connected with the field. I know of a person who has done his master's in management, holds a good job at a multinational company, and as all MBAs go, wanted a change in job. because that's the way up the hierarchy. So he had applied, sent a CV, and was called in for the interview. He was a blind person, as I said. And in the interview, the HR manager, I thought they should know better, said, "We're very, very sorry for giving you the trouble of coming, but we cannot consider you." So he says, "Why? You shortlisted my CV, that's what I was told." They said, "Yes, certainly your CV was shortlisted. It reads very, very well, but we cannot employ a blind person." He says, "I'm doing the same thing, I've done my MBA. No, it's not possible for a blind person to do this job." He said, "Tell me your roles." They said, "No, the question doesn't arise. If you had told us you were blind, we would not have called you." To which this person I know replied, "I thought you went through my CV. And my CV clearly says that I was educated in such and such school for the blind." Now, two things here. It only goes to show that people have not read the CV. And two, the myths. There are a whole lot of ideas. Because you are blind, you can't do this. People would say, because you're blind, you can't climb Mount Everest. Well, there is Eric Weinmeier, who has done all 7 major peaks. Because you're blind, you cannot cook. Well, I myself have cooked, and I'm sure it's not going to kill you. Well, because you're blind, you cannot draw. Go to the website of Lisa Fittipaldi and you'll see, well, fantastic. She earns her living through painting. Or there is another person from Turkey by the name of Ashraf. Or because you're blind, you can't be a doctor. Dr. Jacob, over 100 years ago in the US, was the world's first blind doctor. And when he died, he had almost 5,000 people coming for his funeral, most of whom were very grateful patients. Now, is it that because I'm giving you these examples, these people are exceptional? Sometimes people tell me, "Oh, you are exceptional." I said, "No, that's dangerous." We are all human beings. The basic idea one needs to get into our minds is that each of us, every one of us, are human beings. I happen to function without the use of my physical eyes because I use my fingers and my hearing. And then sometimes people tell me, "Oh, it's God takes away one faculty and gives another." I agree, perhaps, but let me just tell you, if you are a right-handed person today, and God forbid, you break the right hand, within 3 to 4 weeks you'll be using your left hand very well, or vice versa, right? It's only a question of usage. It's only a question of practice. It's only a question of how we choose to experience and interrogate the world. But most people don't seem to think that is possible. Why? Because we work within certain mental framework. We say to ourselves, this is possible, this is not possible. We love things in black and white. Because Eric Weinmeier climbed the Everest doesn't mean I can. I'm sure I won't. The mountain that I climb is sometimes when my building lift conks out and I climb 7 floors. But that's just one way of showing you that every person has a certain talent. And are we willing to accept that each person can do a thing? But more often than not, the general population has this fixed boxes. Yeah, something is in or something is out. It's not something that can flow both ways, something that is possible. Are you willing to explore it's possible? Are we willing to ask ourselves this question? Anyway, I'd like to play a very, very quick game with you for a moment. Willing for that? Yes. Done one example, the other. Well, you don't need to shut your eyes for this. All you need to do is say the first word that comes in your mind when I say a certain word, any word. Okay? Ready? All alert.
Yes.
Thirsty.
Water.
Honey.
Sweet.
Thunder.
Darkness.
Blind.
Darkness.
Okay, very good. So Somebody said darkness and somebody said echolocation. Good enough. Why darkness? What is darkness? And you're not wrong in what you said. That's a common perception. Is it that physical darkness also corresponds to gloom inside? Perhaps, yes, for some who love to wallow in self-pity, but perhaps no for others. And this is the fundamental thing. We have our associations. Very good. Thirsty water, honey, sweet, thunder, lightning, thak, thak, thak. Blindness. A typical response, some of you censored yourselves, let me guarantee. You know, we don't need a censor bureau for the films. You people are self-censors. So, why blind and darkness? Many of you didn't say it, though it may have crossed your mind. Why that association? Why not blindness just saying, okay, physical eye is not working? Eyes. That could have been a simple association, but it didn't come through. Why? Because we are schooled to perhaps think in terms of, you know, being patronizing. The basic thing that we want in society is to build an inclusive society. And an inclusive society is one where the society makes the necessary adjustments, makes the necessary workarounds. There was mention of a copyright amendment. It took us 6 years to bring that change. But we worked with the authorities, we worked with publishers. We had to convince them and show them, look, this is the way a person with print disability can read. This is the way we need to access the world, and it's no threat to you. We got the law changed. Today, if I were to tell you that there are almost 10,000 ATMs across India, which you can operate by simply turning off the monitor, I can. You may also do the same. If you simply plug in the headphone into some of these ATMs and do the same thing. As I have the right to turn off the display in the ATM. Right? This is a basic workaround. And what we need in society, when we talk about breaking myths, is to be able to ask ourselves, I don't know, but am I willing to explore? Don't go and call me incredible or any other person with disability incredible simply because we carry a glass to our lips and drink water. We are all incredible. Everybody in this room is incredible in some way or the other. And all we need to do is recognize the blind spots we have. I'm blind. I'm not just physically blind. I also have lots of blind spots on multiple issues. And so are every one of us in this room. And the reason why I shared some of these thoughts in this limited time is to tell you that we all have blind spots. We all have these blind spots which are not permanent blindness like in my case of physical eyes, but can be removed if only, and I repeat, if only we are willing to ask ourselves, maybe I don't know, but let me find out how. Thank you.